It's been 6 days, viewers, since the Pahalgam terror attack. 6 days since 26 tourists were shot dead by 4 terrorists. These were tourists who are holidaying in a beautiful valley in Pahalgam. And 6 days on, we're yet to exact revenge. I'm not talking about what the government will do against Pakistan. I'm talking about the monsters, the butchers who carried out this attack. Where are the terrorists? They're yet to be found. They're still out there in the beautiful Kashmir Valley, days after killing innocent Indians. So let's get you and begin with that update on the hunt for these 4 terrorists and why it's taking time. Well, it's now been revealed that the attackers, these terrorists, may still be holed up in the forests of South Kashmir. So just kilometers away from Pahalgam. They haven't managed to go too far because also the border is very, very far away from Pahalgam. The security forces were close to their terror hideouts at least twice. But after they were located, these terrorists seem to have escaped, managed to get away in the last moment. But it's because of this that our forces are hopeful that very, very soon they'll be able to nab them. But let's tell you about the details that have emerged of who carried out this attack, because there was a lot of back and forth. Now let's put the spotlight on what we know. 4 terrorists were involved, of which one was a local terrorist. The others are 3 Pakistani terrorists involved. The local identified as Adil Thokar, who I'll tell you about in just a bit, and how he was involved in the entire planning and hatching of this conspiracy. So far, 2 mobile phones have been snatched. One from a local, one from a tourist as well. Now, it's important to piece together all the evidence that our forces can get their hands on. As far as the weapons that were used by these terrorists go to target these innocent Indians who were on a holiday, AK-47s were used, M4 assault rifles were used, and in most cases, these were men, remember, who were all targeted, who were killed. They were shot in the neck or point blank. These terrorists had planned the entire operation. Here's what we know now. Based on the investigation, these terrorists walked 35 minutes. They trekked through forests of Kokarnag, which is close by in Anantnag. So from Kokarnag forest, they made their way clearly to the location that they had planned by Saran Valley. So like we told you from the beginning, this was all a planned operation. There was no question of them deciding suddenly to land up at this valley. They had always planned that this would be the location of the terror strike. Now you had terrorists attacking from both sides, essentially. This was a large valley, a large meadow. You had one side where there were shops lined up, so people were sitting there enjoying some food, having snacks. On the other side was the zip line, where you had a lot of the adventure activity taking place. So there were crowds on both sides. 2 terrorists came in from the right, which was the zip line side, where the adventure sports were on. And then from the left side, 2 terrorists approached. This is where the shops were. So the idea was that they target everyone in that entire circle. So this is what played out essentially, and this is how they killed 26 people. I want to bring in our reporters on the ground. We've got Kamaljeet Sandhu as well as Mir Farid joining us live with the latest updates. Mir, I'd like to begin with you. Good evening. Can you tell us what's really the status on the hunt for these 4 terrorists? Why is it taking so long?
Well, Akshita, multiple factors. We've explained each factor in detail. Needless to say, is a forest area. It's a dense forest area. And the very fact that it was an operation that was planned meticulously, there was recce that was done. So obviously they had their escape plans. Now, sources say that last some days, forces have been 24/7 on their hot trail. They believe that this squad, Falcon squad of the Lashkar is hiding in the forest area around Baisaran. Now, as I said, it's a very difficult topography, it's a difficult terrain, ample opportunity to hide, thick foliage, then you also have rocky terrain. Now, another theory is that probably after this attack, they may have slipped into a well-entrenched hideout that they had already created when they were planning this attack. The thought process was to carry this attack out and then slip into the hideout, switch off all communication, dump their weapons. They already would have supplies, so there are no signatures as far as their movement, their digital signatures, heat signatures that really are used by the security forces in such operations. Though still our sources say that 2 sightings have happened. In one of them there could have been a brief exchange of fire, But there is a rider to this that there is no confirmation whether it was the same group or some other group, because this track is used by Jaish and Lashkar often. This is their favorite track to transit, move from South Kashmir areas right up to Kokarnag and then to the other side to Jammu Kashtawar. So this has been frequently used according to security force inputs in the last 2-3 years. If pressure is built up by security forces on the Kashmir side, they slip to the Jammu side where the anti-terror grid is not that strong. They're trying to make it strong, but they can get relief on that side. And once the pressure comes down, they come to this side. So this could be a group that may have come from Kashtawar, at least the foreign terrorists, and then they were received, handled by the local cadre, which we have been talking about, Adil Gojri, someone from Bijbehara, who in 2018 left Kashmir via the Wagah route on
and let's just talk about him as well. Mir, just stay with me, and I'd request Kamaljeet also to stay with me. I just want to focus on this local terrorist. Who exactly is he? Adil was the one who helped these terrorists. He's someone who's from Kashmir, lived in Anantnag and was working as a teacher in a private school. It was in 2018 that this man travelled to Pakistan via the Atari border, had full legal documents, which we'll talk about in just a bit. And then last year is when, according to agencies, he actually came back to India, returned, but with other terrorists who'd also infiltrated along with him. This was a man who was a teacher and then became a terrorist. Adil Hussain Tokar actually studied in Bijbehara. That's where he was from. He also studied Urdu after that. That was his post-graduation from a college in Anantnag, after which he started working as a teacher. This was in a private school in Anantnag where he worked as a teacher for 2 years. Now, he was known to be deeply religious and also, controversially enough, attended last rites of slain terrorists, which should have been a red flag for agencies. And like we told you, he traveled to Pakistan in 2018. Now, there's one aspect of this, and I'd like to bring in Kamaljeet on this as well, is the fact that this man, Kamaljeet, had legal documents. He had an Indian passport which he used to go ahead and travel to Pakistan, which by itself is worrying, because that's how it seems Pakistan now is reaching out to more and more Kashmiri locals, because that helps them. They have all the legal documents.
Well, security agencies did sniff a conspiracy, because remember, around 300 of those people who crossed over via Atari Wagah border, at least all of them out of the lot that has actually gone there, did have those kind of leadings. At least 40 of them were neutralized in the past few years. And thereafter, they also identified Adil Tokar, who's a man who crossed over on legal document. Then he was a part of Hizbul Mujahideen, but he managed to sneak into Pakistan. But thereafter, he actually joined ranks of Lashkar-e-Taiba. Now, that is a concern that he's taken training there, infiltrated back from line of control, and thereafter, he became active as a Lashkar terrorist. Thereafter, what we know is he provided logistical support. It's also suspected that he's the one who's actually guided these particular terrorists from Kokarnag to the meadows of Baisaran. And this is where the entire conspiracy unleashed. But at this point of time, a whole lot of things actually rely on the eyewitness accounts, the videos which have been out. There are crucial leads coming in. As we already know that the M4 carbine magazine, AK-47, they were used in this particular operation, and this is where the cartridges also tell a story. But this is where it gets complicated, because remember, finding anybody in these particular hilly terrains is like finding a needle in a haystack. So extremely difficult task, and that is why it is taking a lot of days. Even today, what we spoke to security agencies in Pahalgam region, just about in around South Kashmir, and as Mir Farid was pointing out, there are several operations taking place. In at least 2 of them, the security forces had a small exchange of fire, perhaps with the same module which was involved here. And so it's a matter of time before time runs out for them. They are neutralized. But meanwhile, the conspiracy from Pakistan continues to actually run deep. Meanwhile, Pahalgam, where we're standing at this point of time, is limping back to normalcy. It's been a 1 week, and they're only hoping that people would be able to come back to this. But all out, there is a lot of angst, especially against these terrorists who have perpetrated and had a very barbaric run of bloodbath.
And I can see the empty streets around you, which is, of course, testament to the fact that you're seeing tourism also taking a hit because of what's happened. Kamaljeet Mir, thank you very much for joining us with all of those details.